Welcome to the CineShow Podcast, guys. We are doing one of our famous retro, well now famous retro reviews, and this is
Matt.
That's
Sure.
good.
Yes.
And today with us we've got
Andy Tiplady, Tippers, co-organiser of Shop Local Grassroots Music Festival.
Rob Cross. I also organise the festival with Tippers, and also been in the bands Orphan Boy and Shines.
Let's talk first, if we may, about what is the beautiful Shop Local Festival.
Well, yeah, I think it's probably the only grassroots music festival of its size that the area's ever seen.
Yep.
I said that the biggest. I mean, it's over 2 days, 24.
Yeah, 2 days.
genuine
Alright.
grassroots. Yeah.
Genuine
Yeah,
grassroots.
yeah. Original bands playing
Poster behind,
original
obviously,
music.
but,
Yeah.
Yeah, original acts from largely from North East Lincolnshire, but also like Lincoln, Boston area, Scunthorpe, Gould.
Yeah, we're branching out a bit with it this year, and probably more again next year. August bank holiday weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
Great weekend as well.
Tickets available both online and
Online
in this
from
very
here
shop.
and
I
replay.
did
Yeah.
last year ago.
And replay.
Well, we know because we was there quite
we were there.
Yeah, last year was at a different venue, the Cricket Club. It sold out.
Yeah.
Great success. This year we've moved it to the rugby club in Scaffer.
Yep.
Because we've got more space to play with there, and they're letting us do another 2 days. So
Nice.
fit all the bands on then.
And there's camping, I believe, camping
There
opportunities.
will be camping.
Oh, really?
We have got to finalise those arrangements, and I need to get on to Glenn and the team. But yes,
I feel that you will have your own tent, and you will just live there basically for 2 days, like
Rob-
a drunken
Hobo.
like Peter Stringfellow type character. Who was the guy?
Tony Wilson. of
Tony
Cleethorpes.
Wilson. Tony
Cleethorpes.
Wilson. like a pissed up Tony Wilson. All right then, fellas. So, Trainspotting. I'm going to do a Google synopsis because we trust in Google. Renton is profoundly immersed in the narcotic circuit in Edinburgh. He endeavours to purify himself and quit consuming drugs, notwithstanding the allure of drugs and the potent influence of pals. That's an interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
It's almost bouncy in its description.
Yeah.
Let's
Sounds
take
a bit more
look.
family friendly.
Let's take a look at Trainspotting.
Choose life, choose a job, choose a career, choose a family, choose a big television.
You're a quiet, sensitive type. A little bit crazy, a little bit bad.
Choose washing machines, cars, compact displays, and dental insurance.
You lied on your application.
Only to get my foot in the door.
What exactly attracts you to the leisure industry?
I don't work. Pleasure. Like my pleasure and other people's leisure.
He's always been lacking in moral fibre.
He knows a lot about Sean Connery.
That's hardly a substitute.
Do you see the beast? Have you got it in your sights?
Clear enough, Mitch Moneypenny. Choose sitting on that couch watching mind-numbing, spirit-crushing game shows, stuffing junk food into your mouth.
The man was a psycho, man. He's a mate. So what can you do?
What are you two talking about?
Football! What are you talking about?
Shopping.
What's on the menu this evening, sir? The dodgiest scam in a lifetime of dodgy scams. Choose leisure wear and matching luggage. Choose good health and a career. Choose your friends. Choose your future. Choose life.
All right. So that was Trainspotting.
That was Trainspotting, starring Ewan McGregor as Renton, Johnny Lee Miller as Sick Boy, Robert Carlyle as Begbie, Ewan Bremner as Spuds, Kevin McKidd as Tommy,
Oh yeah.
and Kelly MacDonald as Diane. Kelly MacDonald's first role, I think actually for a few people it's first role, directed by Danny Boyle, and it came out in 1996.
Makes me feel
30-year anniversary.
That's mad, isn't it?
30-year anniversary. So my first question would probably be, when did you first see it?
Oh, a bit of time.
when it was out. Cinema.
Yeah,
when
I
it was
saw it in the
out.
cinema.
I saw it at the cinema.
Yeah,
Cinema?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't. I was a little bit after. I wouldn't have been able to get in, I don't think.
No, you'd have been
when
young,
it came out.
wouldn't you?
It would have been an 18.
It must have been an 18, but
Yeah.
I definitely
I was
saw it
definitely an
cinema.
18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I then? I was 20.
I would have been 16, 17, but I definitely saw
You
it
were
at
tall
cinema.
for your age
Yeah.
and
I'm
hairy.
just admitting a crime on this one. But first thing that pops into my head when I read that cast is that, who's my kid? Who's my kid?
Tommy.
Other than them, like, you was listing off them names, everybody went from this to do stuff, didn't they? Everyone went
Different
into...
degrees.
Well, I mean, Robert
Yeah,
Carlyle
but
had done a lot
everybody-
before,
yeah.
but he was probably the most famous.
It was a breakthrough film for a lot of them, though, wasn't it?
He was
Yeah.
in quite a lot of
Definitely.
TV, though, wasn't he, before that?
He was in a lot of movies before. I mean,
Was he?
Full Monty, he was starring
That
in
was
that.
before that, was
It
it?
was after, I think.
No,
Was it after that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I mean. Like this was
Yeah.
the launch pad
It
for
was,
that.
yeah.
He was in a
Other
lot of movies before that.
Am I right in
Well,
saying the other Danny is it Danny Boyle did the one where they find the suitcase?
Let me.
Shallow Grave?
Yes. So Shallow Grave
that before?
was Danny
That
Boyle's
was before.
first
That
film,
was before this.
1995.
And that's Ewan McGregor.
That's Ewan McGregor,
Okay.
Christopher Eccleston, and
Yes.
somebody else. That was
I love that
1995. This was based on the book by Irving Welsh. The book was, I'm not sure what year the book was. 1993. And I haven't read the book. Have you read the book?
No, I've read some of his books. He is a good writer, but because I'd watched the film before, I found it hard to then read the book.
Well,
you know what I mean?
apparently
Yeah,
the book,
yeah.
apparently the
It's a
book
trilogy,
is
though,
more-
isn't it?
Yeah, there is.
It's actually a trilogy.
The book
Oh,
apparently
really?
is more short clips, short stories.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the challenge was for Danny Boyle, and I think it's a guy called John Hodges who wrote it together, was to turn it into a film with like a beginning, a middle, and an end from all. But I think it's mainly snapshots of drug life in Edinburgh.
You have
the
to
book.
leave a lot of characters out, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
they changed the way, like they were described completely differently in the book how they are. And I feel like Begbie's tall in the book apparently. So, but I think it works
Right.
better with a small guy. Like
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think I might be wrong, but I think he originally was going to cast Christopher Eccleston, who was in Shallow Grave, as Begbie.
Oh, really?
Is it Begbie or Begbie?
Begbie, yeah.
Begbie. But then they went with Robert Carlyle.
Right. Not to jump to sequels straight away, but so with that being the case, is some of the short form stuff been used for the sequels or not, or is that completely new stuff?
I'm not sure if some of the
Was there a second
some of
book?
the sequels to the book or some of the other books aren't incorporated into the whole
Right. Okay.
story.
Yeah, I didn't
but
know. With
I
you
don't
saying
know.
that.
So
I don't know.
Porno was a sequel. I think,
It was,
And
yeah.
That
Yeah.
became Trainspotting 2,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Right.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll mention Trainspotting 2 at the end, I guess. So set in Edinburgh, following basically a group of the main four characters on their journey through the world of drugs and narcotics. Tommy's kind of the fifth character, and then the Diane's the girl that Renton meets kind of later on. So apparently when he made the film, Danny Boyle, he wanted to make the most energetic film anybody had seen. And so kind of the first bit that I think most people in popular culture think of is that whole first montage,
Yeah.
Jules
Iggy
Live
Pop, Iggy
stuff,
Pop, Lust for
Iggy
Life,
Pop
Yeah.
stuff,
the monologue.
and all the rest of it.
Yeah. When did Lock, Stock come out? Because that starts very simple, doesn't it?
Yeah.
After
Set
it was
97.
I think
That's
because
crazy.
we all watch like a lot of TV series and like Breaking Bad and everything's a lot slower. I think when you go back and
Yeah.
watch a film, like I watched Trainspotting again the other night, and it's just really. I watched it with my lad, and it got to the end, and he was like, "Is that it? Is it over?" It's only at 90 minutes, but
Yeah.
that feels really
Yeah,
short.
yeah,
What
yeah.
happens in that
Yeah.
90 minutes?
Yeah.
It's all action, yeah.
Yeah.
On that note, I think what Danny Boyle did is he took the British grit, what we've been used to for ages, the Ken Loach type stuff, your Kes and stuff like that, where it's like shows really flat coloured British stuff.
Get
what
Carter.
America didn't
It
particularly like.
reminds me of Get Carter a
Yeah.
lot.
And Get Carter's a good example on there because a lot of the stuff that we consider to be British at the time, like My Beautiful Laundrette, stuff like that,
Yeah.
it's all the colour scheming on it is intentionally grim, and I don't know why we used to do that as like British film and European film.
Great line from one of your.
Well, I was just
one of
thinking,
your
there's a
songs.
line in one of my songs like the Norfolk Rundown, just like it does in British films.
Right.
And I was thinking about that very same
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, like the
So-
Ken Loach type of style.
Yeah, but then what happened with those films, even though it was very well respected, they wasn't necessarily respected outside of Britain and outside of the filming industry. A lot of directors had the respect for it, but it never hit Hollywood. It never did the global numbers. This and bringing the energy into the film and bringing a bit more sort of Hollywood-esque cinematography, different angles and lenses and stuff like that, is why I think it broke that bubble of It had everything about it was a British film,
Yeah.
but yet it did.
It came out, I think,
massive
about
global
6 months
numbers.
later in America, and I think there was a fight because there was a worry it would just go under the radar as like an art house film, but he wanted it to be seen as a major
But
film.
the early soundtrack is very American, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's Iggy Pop, it's Lou Reed, and then you get that transition into
But I think that's the difference he made to turn it into something that will be appealing to a global audience. I mean, Shallow Grave's a perfect example. That didn't do anywhere near the numbers, and it kind of did stay British cult until Trainspotting, and then it got more popular because of it. And it did, because of that, it could have been quite risky, and it could have gone under the radar. But I think the stylized choices that he made and the energy and the pacing of it is not what British people were used to at the time.
It's very Tarantino, don't you think?
Yeah.
A lot of characters are quite
interesting,
cartoonish.
Yeah.
And the action's really
because
quick.
even stuff like With Nail and I, which is like a completely different style, the subject is close enough, but that's still paced at our normal British pace. We like to digest and see performances and listen to dialogue and stuff like that. This just threw that out the window.
Yeah, there's definitely not been anything like it. But then thinking about it, it is a film of situations, isn't it? There is kind of a through line of Renton coming off drugs and the how's that going to end up? Is he going to end at the end of it? Is he going to walk away?
Mini biopics about individuals.
And I assume that's from the book. I assume the book is like that. There's various instances of stuff happening because people are on drugs.
Yeah.
It just kind of goes round in a circle for the first half of the film, doesn't it? Like it comes off it, back on it, off it, and on it. That's probably what what it must be like.
Yeah, the poster, one of the posters, I think it was the American poster anyway, that kind of alluded to that it being a bit more everybody has an equal story. Because do you remember when everybody was there and it had like number one Renton, number two?
They're all like a lineup.
Yeah, and it kind of gave the idea that they all had like an equal share, but that's not really.
It's almost like Reservoir Dogs, with colours against.
But and I think that was Americanized. I think that poster was like Americanized.
I can see that.
It's kind of Renton's story. I mean, it is. Well, we know it's brilliant, otherwise we kind of wouldn't be talking about it the way we are. But I love the fact that like Begbie doesn't do drugs.
Yeah,
but he's in there kind of gang.
I won't poison my body with that shit. But he's got he's smoking a cig and
throws
whiskey at the same time.
So that, I mean, that's one of the key scenes. So what you're just saying now. So when we're introduced to him, it's in the pub, isn't it? And he's upstairs and he chucks the
beer
glass
glass
over.
and knocks someone out.
And even that, where it's in the pause. So he first
with
the glass in midair.
And then you move to the scene where
stylized Tarantino.
It is,
definitely. Then he goes down and it's as if he's cleaning the mess up that somebody else has created, and it's him that's created the mess.
No one leaves until we find out what
we all know people like that, don't we?
So looking at the different characters then. So we got Begbie. So he's like the just completely unhinged psycho. But he doesn't do the
played so well.
Yes, absolutely.
He
terrifying.
could do with a bit of heroin, to be fair.
Yeah, but terrifying. Right, reminds me of the kind of. I mean, it's a heavier role, but combo in.
This is England.
This is England. It absolutely frightens me to death. Yeah. It's that kind of thing, but it's done obviously in a different way. The Trainspotting is a lighter thing, but it's that you just don't know what he's going to do at some point. He's just
comedy psycho, isn't it?
Yeah. And then you've obviously got Renton. You've got Sick Boy, who, how would you describe his character? He's just kind of.
He's kind of a scammer.
He's a tryout.
Yeah, he's a bit of a wide boy type, but
he becomes a pimp at some point.
Is he half a daily sort of?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Spiv, the spiv.
Obsessed with Bond.
Do you know what I was talking about him all going into Hollywood? Didn't he marry Angelina Jolie straight after this film?
Yeah, because he was in Hackers. He was in a film called Hackers with her.
Yeah.
And then Spud's kind of the one I think I sympathise the most with Spud. He's almost like he
He's the
if he was in a different area with different friends, it'd have probably kind of been okay, but he's very easily led and he wants to be kind of
whipping boy a little bit as well.
Yeah. And then Tommy is all right, this is interesting. So he's not on the gear. He's got the girlfriend. Obviously, they do the sex tapes.
Yeah. Renton steals it.
And then she finds out
It's
all
the greatest
that
gold.
and she dumps him. But
Archie, there's an Archie Gemmell thingy on it, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, the Archie Gemmell World Cup.
A Holland goal.
And then the other lads are very quickly then to get him onto the gear.
Well, he goes for himself. He says, "I've got the money. I'm a big man now." And
but they don't dissuade him. They don't say you don't want to be like us.
He asks
we're
Renton,
all...
doesn't he? Renton,
he does.
I think Renton's out of it at the time, and he doesn't look like that keen on giving him any. But then he says, "I've got the money," and that's all he needed to say. And then
he was definitely going to dissuade him, but it's
just what cash.
Just he wants it, and he's having it. You know?
Yeah.
And he eventually, obviously, it gets him. You know.
Yeah. Which is so before then. We've got the other kind of key. So favourite scenes, have we got? What kind of sticks out? We said about Hamza Begbie in the bar at the beginning.
One of my favourite scenes is probably one of people's least favourite scenes in it, and it's that it really does a good job of showing you how low people go on heroin when the baby in the cot. Now I say favourite scene. It's not particularly favourite in the fact that it's particularly good, like to look at. But it fucking does its job. Like you don't watch that thinking that it did actually get criticised for hyping up and taking heroin trendy, and I was sitting there thinking,
it's exactly the opposite.
It is completely.
And the toilet scene, I was thinking, how is that possible? But there was like a little bit of a backlash afterwards, like attaching music to it. And
what's your thoughts on the toilet scene? Because obviously that's not realistic, is it? Where he climbs in and swims around. What is that? Just like I don't know, like a hallucinatory thing.
Yeah, I think it's just the
rest of the film is quite gritty and realistic.
I don't think that scene fits. For me, it doesn't fit. It's not as real. It's not as gritty. It could be, a hallucination type.
Yeah.
So the baby scene then triggers Renton wanting to go clean, which is another great piece where he's going through the withdrawal.
Yeah.
And the baby on the ceiling. And
it's interesting. They all realise whose baby it is, don't they? Who the father is.
Yes.
Because of that scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whereas nobody knew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or it definitely clarified the situation.
And during the withdrawal scene, it's then when he sees Tommy appears, doesn't he? All dead, basically, stood in the corner. But that hasn't happened yet. Then they discover Tommy after that scene.
Yeah.
And there's quite a nice scene in the pub where Tommy's funeral and Spud's singing.
Two little boys.
Yeah. And then that very quickly, because it obviously, what we know in life when you read about heroin and stuff, it's the hardest thing to come off. The success rate is ridiculous. It's something like 1 in 100 people come off it or something.
Yeah.
That then kicked very quickly back into shooting up again because of the Tommy's death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The vicious.
I guess they just need any reason, any excuse to do it.
Any excuse.
Yeah.
There's I love that dialogue bit between him and is it Peter Mullen who plays Swanee, the character?
Yeah.
He's kind of got the
so
flat
good.
that they go to get.
Yeah.
And it's kind
Mother
of
Superior.
Yeah, and he treats him like he's sitting down for a meal.
Yeah.
What would you like?
Yeah.
Then? Would you like?
He acted like a waiter with a thing.
Would you like any garlic bread? No, I'll go straight to the intravenous injection of hard drugs.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that was believe it or not, that was one of the scenes that was brought up in one of the. Obviously, it was way before the internet. I think it was. I remember that scene being one of the scenes to lobby for making it trendy and making it light-hearted.
I can agree with that because that is probably one of the only genuinely humorous scenes. If it didn't have the rest of the movie around it, it could just be a comedy sketch.
Yeah.
And that's the bit about we called him Mother Superior because of his exceptionally long habit or whatever. You just laugh at that. You say that's class.
The glamorising is like how because they're quite cool characters, aren't the Sick Boy, Renton, and Mother Superior. So in a way they do make it seem appealing at times. Most heroin addicts that I've met are not quite as charismatic as that.
So with Renton, when I was reading up, so it basically wanted to make Renton repulsive and charming at the same time.
Yeah.
So there is that, isn't there? That he
is. Do you think he is repulsive? I mean, he does some bad things, I suppose, doesn't he?
He's very.
I think it was meant to be that way, but I think Ewan McGregor was too likable for that.
He's also he is narrating
Yeah.
So he's not going to say I'm a twat, is he?
Yeah.
But
He does
also,
at the end,
he does at the
Yeah,
end.
I don't think anybody would look at Renton and think I want to be like that.
No.
Because he is quite about himself. He was quite
You
selfish.
say that,
in
but
his-
that character is idolised as such.
Oh yeah.
I suppose it is. Taking Rob's point, you sort of like see him for
Heroin
what he is.
chic is the term, innit?
But you see him for what he is at the end of the movie,
Yeah.
because basically he's just out for himself. And
Yeah.
it's a bag of
Yes,
money,
that's
you know,
what I mean.
yeah.
Ultimately,
Yeah.
all
But
the
that-
characters are.
All of this, you've seen all of this, and I just fuck off for the money.
All the characters are. All the characters can't bear that one of them might not want to carry on doing heroin. It's all about bringing them all back in again and kind of everybody feeling the same way.
That final scene though is all about that. He's rejecting heroin and everything it's done to him. And it's like the inevitable. Everyone chooses life eventually. As much as we try and.
That's true. Yeah, there's a lot
something
of meanings to it. I guess.
So he takes himself up, doesn't he, to London.
Yeah.
Becomes a estate agent.
Yeah.
So, and then they basically
Just
track
another
him
sort
down.
of twat.
That's the most unrealistic part of the film, that you could just
Yeah.
move to London.
I know, yeah.
Couldn't do it these days, could you?
And then they, Sick Boy, I think it's Sick Boy, comes up with the job robbing the drug dealer. Guys.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
There's an argument apparently as well.
Is that not Alan?
Yes,
Lily
Keith
Allen.
Allen.
That's it.
There's an
Yeah.
argument that
It's
Keith
Keith
Allen's
Allen, yeah.
character in that is supposed to possibly be the same character in Shallow Grave.
Yes.
So they get the money, and then at the end he sneaks off with the money. But doesn't he put some away for Spud? Doesn't he?
Does.
Put
Yeah.
some in a locker? So there's a little
Yes.
bit of what's the
Redemption.
term? Redemption. For his
For
character.
those who he believes deserve it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just the whole thing is, like you say, it's so fast paced, and it's just all these different, really memorable scenes. I mean, they're shooting the dog with the air rifle just for fun. They're just like
with the Sean Connery accent.
Yeah. Other scenes I've got down. So we've got the enema stuff. The Spud's interview, where he's nervous about his interview, and then again.
Pleasure, this is my pleasure.
My pleasure and other people's pleasure.
That's brilliant. And Renton gives him the speed. Again, and says this will help. But obviously, he would have known it wouldn't have helped. But that's really good. And then we've got the Spud stuff, which is just classic stuff with the shitting in the bed and the.
That's gross.
And throwing it around the
girlfriend's mum wanted
Yeah.
to
West little sheets.
That's like on the cartoonish at times, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Slapstick.
Yeah, slapstick.
I actually like the scene as well where they all have a little bit of a wake up call when they go walking. Is it after Tommy passed away?
No, he takes them walking, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, of course it is.
The
Yeah,
great outdoors.
So he takes them walking, and there's just that bit. Some people hate the English. I don't. They're just wankers. We're colonised by wankers.
Yeah.
That little scene there made me realise that the bit you was on about bringing people in, that was like a bit where he almost went out. And do you know what I mean? It's like this constant push and pull.
There's the bit where they're in the bar or pub, and the tourists walk in and go to the toilet, and then they all get up and
You just follow them in,
No one says anything. They just know
and they're not wearing the coat that they were when they come out or something as well, which is great.
They're not nice fellas, basically. And I was going to say, do you think it glamorises drugs at all? But to me, it's the opposite.
No,
completely.
in the main, it's the opposite.
It's so dirty and grungy the way it's kind of shown.
Well,
although there's a bit of a dichotomy there, because they talk about the change in drugs, and that change in drugs could be seen as quite a glamorous alternative to hard drugs. I don't know whether you get that. Drugs are changing, music's changing. You get into that rave scene, it's like, this is better for you, do this.
I think they were more glamorised in the 90s, weren't they? because a lot of rock stars took drugs and things, and you had Pete Doherty, I suppose.
But I suppose it was time of ecstasy, speed, and other things that were probably seen as more recreational and less damaging to society.
Yeah, I mean, not that I was looking for to see whether it was all right to take heroin or not. I'm not saying that, but it certainly.
That's a pretty intense research.
but it certainly, when I watched it, I come away from it thinking, fuck that.
Yeah.
I never once thought, it's not like I was saying, before I watched that, I was like, I might do it. That's not what I mean. But like I'm saying, I definitely, when I watched it, I came away like, fuck that.
Just the collection of stuff you need to lock yourself in a room, go cold turkey. It's like, really?
The only other film that I've seen around heroin that has the same fate, there's a film called Beautiful Boy with Steve Carell.
Yes.
And
Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet, and his son's
great.
on
That's probably
heroin.
his best performance.
And just that back and forth of getting him off it, and then just straight back on it, and then straight back on it. And I think it does come up at the end saying, 99% will stay on it forever.
Yeah.
It's so tough to come off.
I think it's the need to change everything about your environment, isn't it? All your friend circle, what you do. You need to replace it with a different lifestyle completely.
And that's why they're so desperate, I guess, in Trainspotting to kind of keep it together. And if someone makes any noises that they're thinking of jacking in, it's kind of taking the piss and saying, no, you're not doing that. The soundtrack. We've not talked about the soundtrack. Well, we have a little bit.
Best track on it.
Perfect Day, I think. I don't know. I just love the way that kind of plays out.
Yeah, because he's not having a perfect day at all, is he? When that song's happening.
It's the best. I'm a massive music fan. Thousands of albums. One of his best customers. Yes. But I'm not a fan traditionally of soundtracks. But this one is different. It is.
Yeah. It was very well curated.
I think you're on about the film kind of launched a lot of the actors, didn't it? It probably launched a lot of those songs as well.
Yeah,
I don't think I was aware of Iggy Pop necessarily before.
Yeah, revived.
Was that a hit before then?
Yeah, it was a big song, but not necessarily to that generation.
It got re-released.
Was getting in.
Yeah.
I suppose this is the interesting thing. For you, you're quite a bit younger than me. I'd have been in my mid to late 20s at the time. You'd have been getting into a lot of different varieties of music, and that was probably your introduction to the likes of Iggy Pop, Lou Reed, people like that. Whereas to me, it was just like, this is great. Their music that I've probably been listening to when I was about your age. I started getting into that for different reasons, back in the punk sort of thing. And it was like, great, this is showcasing brilliant music and introducing some of the sort of indie, some of the Britpop stuff. I mean, there's tracks by Blur in there, little known tracks by Pulper in there. There's Sleeper in there. There's actually Elastica in there. They're not on the soundtrack.
They're in the background.
Yeah, Elastica, big sort of heroin.
The big one for me was Born Slippy.
Yeah, that's scene at the end where there's a silhouette.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Begbie, 44.
44. So it was the same sort of thing in me. Like Born Slippy was just like the track that when it came, I didn't matter what I was doing. If I was in a bar or pub, I don't dance often, but for whatever reason, if I was hammered and that came on, I'd just be like, down.
I think that's what it did. It drew people who were just into dance music, people who were into the indie scene, people who were into the old punk scene. Everybody sort of coalesced around this soundtrack, you know.
They used the right songs at the right time.
They did use the right songs at the right time.
The Born Slippy comes in just at the end, just as he's had enough for Begbie and they're staring at each other. Begbie
but you're saying, what's your favourite track on it? Probably my favourite track off the whole album is Temptation New Order, but it's not that version.
Yeah.
But it's just a compendium of great tracks. You know.
And you can't hear Lust for Life without thinking of them running through the streets and doing that stuff. And the other way around, you can't see that without.
But there's nightclubbing, Iggy Pop nightclubbing as well, which is
that's
automatic.
Song. It goes really well with it's a montage of doing heroin, isn't it?
Yeah. And Blondie Automatic, when he walks into the nightclub, is a really good hit as well of that kicking in.
I think one of the biggest shames about that, talking about the now, is in that time of non-digital download, some films, the actual soundtrack, CD, tape, whatever it was going to buy it at, did almost as well finanically as the film.
I mean, there were a lot of films in the 80s.
Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, they were massive selling
soundtracks. You go back earlier than that, the Tom Cruise Fighter Pilot, Top Gun, the Rocky films, they were all massive soundtracks.
But now it's just kind of like, because everyone, it's really sad, I think, that people just pick. There's no stories in releasing your album anymore. Like I've seen lately people doing 40th anniversary of that album because it did so well as an album. Because I want number one because it says this, number two says this, and the actual track listing itself was a little story. People loved it for that, and they're releasing that, and people are selling out their tickets. But now it's like, I want to release this as my first song, but then I'm going to release my album, and now fans will tell you what they like, which I guess is okay, because they're telling you what they like and everything. But
people
there's
don't
no
listen
story.
To albums in the same
we've had this conversation a lot, haven't we? Because
they listen to playlists.
They listen to playlists, and it's just move on to the next. Whereas an album, part of the art of an album is actually curating the songs in the right order.
Yeah.
When we spoke about Shine's album, it's a journey in and a journey out. We said we never thought about it like that, but it is, and it's. You obviously subconsciously put that track list in that order. I got it completely as the listener, if that makes sense. And that is very important. And
it is massively.
I mean, to me, there's two great movie soundtracks that I can think of, and one is The Doors, which is, I suppose a biopic, but and Trainspotting. They're the two.
Yeah.
I think they're the only two soundtracks that I've actually got in thousands.
Oh, I
I've
own
got quite a bit. Well, you've
pretty
got
much
quite a bit.
all the 80s in my own collection. All the 80s.
But you're into
Top Gun,
tunes.
Rocky
Day Off,
4's a
that's the one.
banger. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Rocky 4 is just like gold.
But they are playlists. They're not albums.
It's even
they're
like the
playlists.
montage music when he's like doing his training sessions and stuff.
But-
Survivor. There's just some cracking cheesy.
But they are playlists. They are not albums that are in a structure.
No, and
The
no,
Trainspotting one's a bit like a playlist, but I suppose if you listen to it now, you attach it to the story of the
It's
film.
the transition,
the scenes when
but
you
it's
hear
also the transition. There's a transition from Iggy Pop was into hard drugs. One of the, I suppose, great survivors of hard drugs in the rock and roll world. And it starts with that, and then it transcends into music that is of a different era, that's putting heroin away behind it, I suppose.
And ends with kind of Born Slippy, which was kind of the emergence of the kind of dance drug craze and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, the montage at the end. We've had this chat because one of your best tracks, Trophies of Love, it's got that monologue at the end, and to me it is.
I know I've nicked a couple of ideas from that. He mentions about like fixed rate mortgage or something.
Yeah,
at some point in it.
laminate flooring.
Yeah,
Yours is laminate flooring, fixed rate mortgage.
Yeah.
But it is very, very.
Well, the idea is that at the beginning when he does it, it's meant to be like, this is what we're rejecting. We don't want that kind of banal life. And then at the end, when he does it again,
we're taking it on.
He's accepting it.
Yeah. Right. Wrap it up. What the sequel? Yes or no?
Only watched it once. Probably watch it again. I actually think I quite liked it. I think it was all right. I don't think it was. It's not the original.
Watched it once in a dim and disc pass. Can't remember it, so probably got drunk and listened to music.
I liked it actually. I went to the pictures and watched it.
So I did it,
only seen
and
it
this is proven to me, like my point about when I watched it. It was like two people I went to. I was totally expecting I was expecting the conversation to go, how shit was that? And they was both like, it was awesome. I was like, what's happening? And it just seems to be such a quick Marmite film. I didn't get it.
Yeah.
I think that the theme between Begbie and Sick Boy, right?
He goes after Renton.
Renton and Sick Boy, because he's got this grudge about him leaving him there.
Right.
He just keeps getting regurgitated in mini sections. It's like the same story.
Yeah.
Just keeps getting wound up again till the end. And by the time the third time they've had a disagreement about it, you're over it. But people loved it, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's not as good as the original.
No,
it's never going to be, was it?
But yeah, so I think that was 2.
Okay, well that's Trainspotting.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
Just to recap, so shop local, bank holiday weekend, end of August. We can get tickets online, we can get tickets from here, we can get tickets from Replay
Cash only
Records.
in here.
Cash only in here, that's more helpful. And we both went to Shop Local last year, which is the first year you'd done it, and it was absolutely fantastic. This time it's twice the fun.
Twice the value.
It's
Twice
one
the
of our
value.
most, one of our most popular pictures on Facebook.
It
is
is,
me and you
actually,
at Shop
yes.
Local.
And brilliant. And you'll be there drunk as a skunk.
Well, I'm comparing again. I can't get that drunk.
You didn't drunk last time.
Tippers don't get drunk.
No, don't drink.
Just carries John drunk.
Just tops up.
Yeah, so get your tickets to that, guys, and we'll be there, and we'll be getting pictures.
Thank you very much. Thank you, fellas.
Appreciate it.
Nice one. Thank you very much.
See you later, folks.
Cheers.
Bye.